So I started running about 12 years ago. I was going to work one day as usual and I got to the train station and I saw the train coming in and I was about to miss it, so I had to run down the platform. As soon as I got inside the train, I was feeling exhausted and I thought, I can't be this unfit, I've only run 100 metres. Around the same time, I saw an advert for Parkrun, which is a weekly 5k run, which they have all around the world on a Saturday morning. So I thought, I'll go along to that and see what that's all about. So I started going to Parkrun, and every week I'd go there and I'd run a PB, and then I would go back and run a PB. And I did this for about 6 or 7 weeks. And then after that, I found that I wasn't getting a PB anymore. So I found out that if I wanted to run faster, I would have to take it seriously and start doing training for it. That naturally led me on to doing a few longer events such as 10k and then half marathons. And then after that, the natural progression was to run a marathon. And I always kind of said that I'd like to do one when I was about 18, but never really thought I'd do it. So for my first marathon, I got myself a running coach who set me a program and I trained for about 12 weeks.
It didn't really seem like a decision that he was making. It was just more of a natural progression because he was pretty involved in parkrun and really loving that. And then he just kept pushing himself to do more and more. So it wasn't actually a big surprise when he said that he wanted to do it. And if anything, I was just impressed that he was going to go to that amount of effort because, to be honest, I wouldn't do it.
So with marathon running, there's 6 major marathons. And if you run all 6, you get a medal. And at the moment, there's around 20,000 people in the world that have got that 6-star medal and about 500 in Australia. I've currently got 5 of them and I'm just waiting to get Boston. On top of that, they've added in 2 more, which is Cape Town and Sydney. And then next year, they'll add in Shanghai, which will be the 3rd of those medals and the 9th overall. So I've completed New York, Chicago, London, Berlin, Tokyo, Cape Town, and soon to be Sydney, which just leaves Boston. And Boston is tricky because you have to run a qualifying time, which is what I'm aiming for. All of this involves a lot of planning, a lot of traveling, a lot of expenses, but hopefully it's all worth it.
Well, one of the things I think is really good about my relationship with Tony is that we just support each other in whatever that we want to do. So he wants to run, by all means I'm going to support him in doing that because he supports me in all the things that I want to do as well. I also have to say that because of the fact that we do so much travel as part of this, I'm not about to stand in the way of that either because it's a major benefit that I absolutely love, so I fully support the international travel side of things.
So a typical training week would be something like this. So Monday would be a rest day, Tuesday would be some sort of speed session, Wednesday would be an easy run, so that could be anything up to maybe 10Ks. Thursday would be another speed session, possibly including hills. Friday would be probably a rest day. Saturday, park run, which would be a 5k run. And then Sunday would be the long run, which could be anywhere from maybe 20Ks up to 36Ks if I was training for a marathon. What keeps me motivated is that it keeps me fit, but just as important, it helps with my mental well-being.
He's definitely become a whole lot more obsessed with like his health and keeping fit, which is a really good thing. So that's definitely a change. And the other thing that I think's changed is it's probably brought him out of his shell quite a bit in terms of the social element that comes with being part of a running club and catching up with people for social runs and going to park run.
The hardest part of training is the consistency. So it's getting up early or it's getting home from work and when it's dark, when it's windy, when it's raining, and you've still got to do the session and you have to keep doing it week in, week out. I'd say the main sacrifices are time. So it might be having to have early nights or not going out so much, watching what I eat, not drinking too much, things like that. Discipline is very important because you need to stick to the plan. It's also important when you're actually running. You need to be disciplined in your plan for the race so you don't go off too fast and you don't go off too slow and you keep it consistent the whole run through.
I actually chase him around his marathons and I absolutely love it. That's one of the biggest benefits that I get out of following his journey. For me, it's like an episode of The Amazing Race. I'm on trains, buses, walking, if I can get my hand on like a scooter or a bike, whatever, I just love to chase him around the course. And sometimes I don't get to see him, like I'll arrive and he'll have just left, or I'll get there just in time. And that, to me, that's the best part.
I think the one I'm most proud of is probably Tokyo, because it was only about 11 weeks after my operation and I could only start running again about 6 weeks before the marathon. So in October 24, I ran the Melbourne Marathon, and then shortly afterwards I went for a test at the doctor's, and from that they found that I had prostate cancer. Within about 6 weeks, in early December, I made the decision to have an operation. It all happened so fast that I didn't really have time to think about it. It was all about, okay, what do I need to do next to get this fixed? And then what do I need to do so that I can run again? And also, would I be able to get back to running the way I did before? So I then had 11 weeks to recover and be in a position where I was able to run the marathon. So I wasn't sure whether I was going to be fit enough to be able to complete it, but luckily I was able to start running again after 6 weeks and then do a few weeks of training, and then I was able to complete it, and it was a big accomplishment for me.
So Tokyo Marathon, he very recently recovered from having prostate cancer surgery, and there was a time that we didn't even think that he was going to make the start line, and to see how much he bounced back in such a short period of time, to see him just pick himself up and just do what he could do and to finish that event, like, that made me proud.
Probably my best run wasn't a marathon, it was a half marathon, and it was the one that I used to get the qualifying time to get into the New York Marathon, which started all of this off. I'd trained for a few months and I'd run a half marathon and I'd missed the qualifying time by about a minute. At the time I was absolutely gutted. I'd spent 3 months training and I missed it by a minute. But then afterwards it just made me more determined to do it again because I knew I could do it. So I went back and I trained for another 3 months just to run a minute faster so that I could qualify for the New York Marathon. I would also say the most recent one was also one of my favourites, which was in Cape Town, because I was able to get back to run close to my PB, so it showed that I was able to get back to how I was before. I probably have a few favourite marathon memories. Running across the Verrazano Bridge in New York and seeing the Manhattan skyline in front of me, that was pretty amazing. Also running past Buckingham Palace to finish the London Marathon, that was also pretty special.
When he did the London Marathon, he actually had COVID, and he finished the event and he looked like a ghost. I remember seeing him when he was a kilometre from the finish line, and he looked like he was running backwards because everyone was just running past him, and you'd seen his times had just fallen off a cliff. Anyway, to find out later that he actually ran that marathon with COVID, I was just like, oh my God, how is that even possible?
And running in Cape Town and having spectacular views of Table Mountain in the background, that was pretty amazing too. And also in Berlin, running through the Brandenburg Gate and reaching the finish line and seeing all my family there, my kids who had come all the way from Australia to see me, and my lovely wife. It feels complete and utter relief. You've just run 42 Ks, you're sore, you're aching, your stomach's hurting, you're not sure if you can go on, you cross the finish line and it's all over. So I think what running has taught me, and especially marathon running, is that you get out of it what you put into it. So with marathons, you've got to put in the effort, you've got to put in the training. I hope people take away from this how important your health is, how important it is to stay fit. It helps you when things happen to you. The healthier you are, then you can really do anything you want, but it takes dedication and commitment, and generally you'll get out of it what you put into it. And that's not just for running, that's for life in general. I still haven't reached that finish line,